Welcome to Analytics with Nags. In this video, I'm going to discuss about how to install or set up Power BI report server. If you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon for notification. Before doing the installation, let's quickly walk through what are the prerequisites if you want to install the Power BI report server on your PC. I'm going to demonstrate the free version or trial version of it. As we already discussed, the Power BI report server requires licensing, like either two-way you can get it, like if you own a Power BI premium license, or the second method is SQL Server Enterprise Edition with software assurance. Only these two ways you can get Power BI report server. So now what are the prerequisites? So .NET framework, you should have at least 1 GB of hard disk. Of course, now people are having more than that. So the software requires 1 GB and it also requires additional storage for the DB. Memory, that is RAM, 4 GB. Basically, the documentation says 1 GB only, but I said recommended for 4 GB. If you have 4 GB, that is well and good. Then your processor speed should be 1.4 GHz. That is minimum, but Microsoft recommends if it contains more than 2.0 GHz or faster will be fine. Then importantly, before doing the installation, you should have SQL Server database engine. If at all, if you already own it or if you already have it, then your installation time will be reduced. Basically, this report server stores all the installation or the metadata or all its contents in the one of the database. For that, it requires the SQL Server database engine. If at all you do not have it, no need to be panic. The Power BI report server installation will do or create database engine for you if you do not have the SQL Server database engine. If you already have, you can point out the already existing one. So this is the minimum requirement. I hope most of the softwares are available to everyone. Only this SQL Server part you need to be taken care. Without further delay, let's begin our today's topic. So go to Google and search for Power BI report server free download, or it can be anything. Power BI report server September 2022. So navigate over here. This is the Power BI report server. So you can see the details here. It contains all these files. So let's click on download. It may take a while. We need the report server now. We will install the desktop later. Let's try to check it out how long it takes. Okay, the file is been downloaded and it is available here. Let's navigate to that file and start installing. Just double click it and follow the instructions that I'm going through. It takes few seconds to launch. As usual, it's a typical Windows platform. So it says install Power BI report server. As you can see, it gives us a free version of it, 180 days trial. And if you are got the license like premium or SQL Server Enterprise Edition with software assurance, you will get the product key. You might have entered it. That's it. So now it will expire in 180 days. For this demonstration, this is more than enough. Let's proceed with next. Then accept it. Click on next. Install Power BI report server only. You will need an instance SQL Server database engine to store the report server database. Install Power BI report server only. Okay, so we are saying you install only the report server. So if you do not have, you might have prompted for some options. So specify installation location. I will leave it for default location. Do you want to allow this app? Yes. So it will take a while, so let it proceed. Okay, now you can see the report server has been installed, and you will prompt out for this screen where setup is completed. Install the files you need. You are ready to configure your report server. So once the installation is over, we need to configure manually, okay, customize settings. Okay, let's try to launch it. Configure report server. So this will prompt us configuration wizard, like configuration manager for the report server, where you will have to provide a lot of configuration properties. You press yes. It says like report server connection. By default this will be your connection. Let's go by default. Then first things first, as soon as you launch it, you can see this is the whatever the report server edition and instance ID, everything is started. Everything first you need to configure the database. Let's go and configure it. Change database, create a new report server database. So click on next. In this what is the default server? This is my default server. You can do the test connection successful. Then click on next. You can keep the name, what do you call the database name where it is going to store. I will keep analytics with Nags report server, and I will keep it as temp. Let's click on next. Authentication type, we will keep the server credentials. We are not doing anything new here. If you are admin, you know better about what are those configuration. You need some users to give access, then you can proceed with giving these users. Otherwise keep the default one. So first option, we have configured the database now. You can see it's creating the database, generating database script, generating write script, everything. Okay, so it's doing its job. Let's wait for it to complete. I hope this is completed. Then click on finish. Now you are good to configure, set up the next thing is you need to configure the web service URL. First database, then go for web service URL. Once you click on this is like as I said before, report server requires the database that we configured. Now this report server will be hosted in some portal, web services. So there you will configure it as well. So here you can give your name, virtual directory name. So report server web service is not configured. Default values have been provided to you. To accept the default value, simply press apply button. So just use the apply button. If you are so familiar with these configurations, setting up web services, then you can change the respective ports, other configurations. So we have set up the web services URL as well. The last part of it is like web portal URL, where this is the portal you are going to access the reports. Okay, the virtual directory name is this, and then you can able to access your reports, right? Once you similar to your cloud services, like in case of cloud, you generate your reports, you publish in app.powerbi.com, you publish in a workspace. So in your report server, it is on premise, you are again going to publish it in the some web portal only. So this is the URL for that web portal. So once you click on apply, it will generate you the URL. Okay, we got this URL and we need to copy this. Let's click on it, and I don't want this browser, I want to try it in Edge. Let's go and copy this one. So basically this is the URL, and for some reason I think this laptop, the host name is not taking properly. So just replace with localhost. So localhost/reports. So that's it. So now you can see our report server, which is something equivalent to app.powerbi.com, is being ready now. So once we create our reports in Power BI desktop, we can start publishing it here and we can start utilizing it. let's try to check it out, those configurations, or how you can create the reports in Power BI report server desktop, and then how you can deploy it in our upcoming videos. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and comment below for queries. Do remember that data is your asset.